Hi, we are the Mahila movement.
Sport is an integral part in developing a happy and healthy lifestyle. It is important for both one's physical and mental health.
It is disappointing that numerous females world over are discouraged from participating in sporting activities.
So we created the Mahila movement to support youth development by spreading awareness about the lack of support for females in sport, stemming from a young age. We also hope to instill self-resilience and confidence in those who were discriminated against.
To begin this process, our team had lengthy discussions about this topic to finalize the project and its aim.
To carry forward our aim, we sent out surveys to gather data. We had students fill them out as well as their parents from both high socioeconomic and low socioeconomic backgrounds.
We found that people begin facing this issue from a young age, thus we sent out the surveys to children ranging from the age of 7 to 18. These were some of the responses that we received from our surveys. From these, we calculated that 57.1% of 112 children have experienced gender discrimination in their sport, out of which all of them were girls. Most of these girls missed out on sporting opportunities, and the most common reason for this was lack of encouragement and support.
According to the parents from high socio-economic backgrounds, the most common reasons why females aren't encouraged to play sports include a sexist society, old school beliefs, and the misconception that females are weak.
As for parents from low socioeconomic backgrounds, 20% of 72 parents believe that girls shouldn't engage in sporting activities. It's disappointing that some of these parents discriminate between their children as well. Some of the reasons given for why girls are not allowed to participate in sports include household duties and chores, early marriage, and the misconception that girls are weak.
To gather more insightful information about this issue, we decided to interview people with more experience in the sporting field.
We interviewed international swimmer Dhirubhai to understand her views and personal experiences with gender discrimination in swimming.
How do you think it's impacted you physically and mentally? Has it shaped who you are today?
Yeah, so I think just being part of a sport just makes you more disciplined as a person, and you get really well at time management and stuff like that. It's actually changing.
So what happened, the hardships and obstacles you had to tackle as a young sportswoman?
You get a lot of comments from most of my coaches have been male coaches, so a lot of their comments are a girl is beating you, or go wear a girl's costume, you're swimming so slow. So stuff like that. It triggers me, but I just have to go.
We also talked to ex-pro tennis player, sports presenter and agent Tanvi Shah for her experience insight into this issue.
Okay, so when you were training, and playing tennis and pursuing tennis as a sport, that time, did you experience any gender discrimination?
People think that men can continue playing the sport because they don't have to settle into the roles of getting married and having kids and having a timeline for life, versus for women it's there's a timeline, the clock's ticking. I think still initially in my time it was very you're going to play till a certain age and then of course you're going to get married and have kids, that's just how it goes, versus for a man it's hey, it doesn't matter whatever age you are, it's still okay. For a girl it's late if you're a certain age and you haven't been married or had kids. So that definitely plays on your head because there's that sort of pressure from the back. It might not be super out there pressure, on the back of your head it's there, which sometimes brings you down a little bit.
We decided to reach out to students to spread awareness based on the evidence we gathered.
First, we began by speaking with a group of 20 to 15 to 16-year-olds at Dhirubhai Ambani International School.
So, sportswoman Aanya has opened up about her struggle with sexism, and so while she was training to become a professional tennis player, she would constantly hear phrases such as such as that, like if you become dark, who will marry you, and how will you go for tournaments if like you have to run a family. So she like talked about these issues that she faced, and we found that the comments that she heard were very similar to the responses we got from our surveys. And this is really disappointing because it shows the numerous females that experience gender-based discrimination in sport. So regardless of these sexist comments, she continued to work really hard and is now recognized as one of India's top sportswomen. So like with hard work and perseverance, we can all like achieve our dreams.
Yeah, another profoundly well-known sportswoman is Mahila. After which, we spoke to two groups, a total of 64 9 to 12-year-olds from Dhirubhai Ambani International School.
I play football almost every day with my friends. So we've made an entire gang with girls, and all of them play football. But there's also this other boys gang that plays football. I mean, both of us are friends, but there's an elder gang, and they always used to like think that it's less important for us to play football in the building because you have to actually book the slots. So they thought it was less important for us to play football, and they always used to tell us that if we had booked a slot, that they were always supposed to play in that slot. But now you've fixed the problem.
I'm really glad that you guys fixed the problem because that really shows how important this issue is, and it shows us how much you care about this issue, and I'm glad that you were able to fix it, and I'm glad that you noticed it as well because it's important to notice these things in the first place. So yeah, and I'm sure that you guys are as amazing as anyone else, and Eve, I've actually seen you play and I know that you're amazing.
Thank you. No, but there was this girl, she was applying for football, and the person who was sitting there writing the names, I think he misunderstood, but he told her not to come in football and do what girls do art or singing, something like that.
And what does that make you feel? Like, how does, like, you know, seeing that, how did it make you feel?
I felt a little sad because she wanted to apply for something that she liked, and after that I saw that girl at the football pitch playing with her brother football, and she was really good.
Yeah, so thanks for sharing that, but that is really sad because, you know, you see so many girls being as good as, you know, boys who played supposing football, and it's really sad that some of them don't get the opportunity or chance to show off their talent and skill. Next, we spoke to a group of 20 girls from a local home for the lesser privileged.
खेल सकते हैं तो आपको कॉन्फिडेंट लग रहा है कि आप कर सकते हो वैसे
और ये सारे डिटेल्स सुनने के बाद क्या आपको लगता है कि हम बदलाव ला सकते हैं दुनिया में?
दीदी
क्या आप अभी अगर आप कोई खेल खेलते हैं तो उसके बारे में कुछ बताना चाहते हैं? कौन सा खेल खेलते हैं और क्यों खेलते हैं?
कबड्डी, कैरम, कबड्डी, चेस, इंडोर गेम, लंगड़ी, ऑल गेम्स। ऑल गेम्स।
आपको खेलने के वक्त क्या महसूस लगता है? आपको पसंद आता है या और
पसंद आता है?
What is the reason that they play sports? Is it for fun or is it?
तो किस लिए आप खेलते हो ये स्पोर्ट्स? मजे के लिए या फिर कुछ सीखने के लिए? किस लिए? सीखने के लिए, मजे के लिए भी, मजे के लिए भी।
We also interviewed parents from a lower socioeconomic background.
आप कैसे मदद कर सकते हैं? तो आप अपने बच्चों को यह तय करने दे सकते हैं कि उन्हें खेलना है या नहीं। आप उन्हें खेल खेलने के लिए प्रेशर नहीं करें। अपने बच्चों को अलग अलग शौक जैसे कि हॉबीज करने दें ताकि वे उनकी खूबियां को समझ सकें और उन्हें खुद पता चले कि वो किस खेल में माहिर है।
जब आप अपने बच्चों को हारते हुए देखें तो उन्हें प्रोत्साहित करें। आपको उन्हें खेल खेलना की महत्व को समझाना में मदद करना चाहिए। बता दें कि यह जीतने या हारने के बारे में नहीं है, लेकिन अनुभव के बारे में है।
Lastly, we spoke to a group of 30 children from Educo. Educo is a pilot school that provides tuition-free English medium education to students coming from underserved communities.
Thus, we reached a total of 136 people through these sessions.
We posted our interview and session recordings on YouTube, forwarded digital posters and infographics through WhatsApp, and lastly, on our Instagram handle, we updated our more than 80 followers about this issue with posts about causes, solutions, evidence, etc.
After our sessions, we had the students fill out feedback forms. From the responses we got, we calculated aware of the extent of problems that women face in sports. Additionally, our sessions made girls confident to participate in sports.
Hello, my name is Aritra Malik. I've been in the sports environment for a long time because I do football and taekwondo, and I've realized that there's a lot of inequality between boys and girls and men and women, and I've realized that when people do speak up about it, they don't always get heard. So I think that this project is the Mahila movement project is very important to really enhance the voices of the people who have been silenced.